All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I've finally finished link leveling the LR EZA Cell. That legendary power link gave me some jip. I've been link leveling both Gohan and Cell all week. Cell, yeah, gave me a lot of trouble, but we finally got him to full max links. He's got 2 dupes in him, not quite rainbow, but the 2 dupes will definitely be enough. But do let me know down in the comments how you're finding both the new EZAs. Gohan is ridiculous. He's easily the best EZA in the game. Cell, I'm not gonna lie, I think Cell's probably close second, maybe third, but we're actually starting with a very good starting rotation, which is Cell linked up with the EZA Fizz Cell and Cell Juniors. As you can see, we have a full 6 out of 7 links active. We're only missing Kamehameha. We're also getting the support from the second form Cell as well, which is attack and defense plus 40%. So we're starting with a 559k attack stat, 364k defense, and don't forget, the more HP you have, pre-transformation, Cell will get more defense. So the more HP, you'll raise your defense up to 120%. So even without the support, Cell still has about 300k at this point. Of course, we've literally just started. He hasn't been hit, or we haven't been hit to lose HP. So even if he was to lose some health and didn't even have support this rotation, Cell will still have some very good start of turn defense. But let's start. Let's get some orbs. See, there's no actual like out and out slot 1 unit here, so we're just gonna have to hope for the best that we don't take too much damage. We are getting a 24 key super off. We're then gonna hit the AoE with the Fizz Cell. To be fair, we do need to take some damage anyway, because of course we do need to trigger his transformation conditions, which have been buffed. They've gone from 30% to 40%, which doesn't sound like a lot. 11.9 mil, we're just shy of a 12 million attack stat. So if we didn't have the support on this rotation, we did get the additional, which means we're going to raise our defense by 30%. But if we didn't have the support this rotation, we're still doing like a 10 million attack stat, which is pretty insane when you consider the fact that this is Cell pre-transformation. Like, he hasn't transformed yet, and this is what he's putting out turn 1. Yeah, Cell is definitely a close second, if not third, in terms of like best EZAs in the game. Because that is ridiculous. Like, that is generally ridiculous amounts of damage to be doing just off the bat like that. But after EZAing, he's now a 180 lead, key +4 for Android / Cell Saga, so a good alternative if you are missing the Dokkan Fest transforming Cell. Do I pop an item here? I think I'm going to pop an item just to be... Actually, no, I feel like we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay here. We should be fine. Especially because both transforming cells are going to be able to super attack before being hit. A good alternative to the Dokkan Fest transforming cells leader skill. Of course, you do miss out on the 200%, but still a good 180 lead. And that key +4 is huge. He does also give extreme int types key +3, HP and attack and defense plus 130%. On 12 key, as already mentioned, he does raise his defense by 30%. On 18 key, he greatly raises attack by 50% for 1 turn. No defensive raise on the 18 key. I would have preferred if he did have a 50% attack and defense raise on both rather than just attack, but still his defense is still very good. As you can see, or as you've seen, even without the support, the more HP remaining, he still has very good defense. Like, you're talking in the realms of 300k. Even if you did lose some HP and you didn't get the full 120% defense boost, that's still just under 300k defense. Like, you're still over 200k. That's still good start of turn defense. But however, since you're always gonna try and launch his 18 key and you may not hit an additional, he does have an additional built in, but if you don't hit the additional, that's no defensive raise for the turn, which, as I said, means you do miss out, which I would have preferred if he did have a defensive raise on 18 key, you know, greatly raise attack and defense rather than just attack. But it's still very good, it's still very solid. We are getting support now from 19 and Jiro. We still have pretty much full health, so, you know, we've still got the almost 400k defense and the support as well that 19 and Jiro provide. We're even getting the 5 dodge off, and there we go, 11.9 million attack stat again. He does get attack and defense plus 120% at the start of turn, and of course we would have gone through the more HP, the more defense. He then gets an additional key +2 and attack plus 30% per existing enemy. So any minion stage of a red zone event, Cell's going to be getting, you know, anywhere from probably 60%, 120% to maybe even 150% attack, which means if he's doing like 10 to 11 million now, he's going to be doing like, what, 13 million you know, if you're facing multiple enemies, and in ESBR, when you're always going to be facing a lot of the time between 3 and 5 enemies at once, Cell's going to be doing, as I said, 13 plus million because of the amount of enemies you're facing, which means Cell is going to decimate ESBR. And again, this is all pre-transformation. So, as I said, for both Gohan and Cell, the same applies. Pre-transformation, their kits are very, very good. Like, very, very good. And that's what I love. I love how pre-transformation they're very good, and I love how post-transformation they're also very good as well. Like, you know, you can have them functioning like with both of them. That's what I'm a fan of. I love how both pre and post, they are still very good, and it, you know, you don't have to wait for a transformation for either of them to get good. They perform amazingly, like, off the bat. Cell also gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack, hence why his attack stat and defense will jump up. So while he doesn't have a defensive raise on the 18 key, his defense will jump up from like that 2 to 300k mark plus to probably in the realms of like 4, 5, maybe even 600k, which means even pre-transformation he's tanking, you know, all of Red Zone's bosses for double digits on basics. Super attacks not quite, you know, not quite so. But again, this is pre-transformation, so having that kind of defense, or kind of as an estimation in that realms of defense, is still really good. And then of course, he does have a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack, which if you're consistently hitting the 18 key off with Cell, if you then get the additional, and you can then get the 12 key super off on the additional as well, you can then get a 30% defense raise, which is then going to give him even more defense, which is going to pad him out a lot more, which I'm a huge fan of. But I still would prefer if he did have a defensive raise on the 18 key. And then of course his transformation conditions have been changed as well, as I already mentioned, from 30 to 40%. It's only a 10% increase, but it is going to help. You know, 30% you're pretty much almost dead, whereas 40%, while it's not, as I said, while it's only a 10% increase, it still helps out a lot. And anytime transformation conditions get easier to trigger, I'm all for that. But in terms of Cell stats without any support, we've got 437k attack stat and just shy of 300k defense, which is still pretty good, especially when you consider he's going to get attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack. And if he does launch that additional, which of course is built into his kit because he has that 50% chance of launching one, he'll then get a 30% defense raise. So his defense, even without for support, is in a very, very solid spot, even before he's transformed. We actually just got sealed. Like, that's just a bit rude, but we still haven't got our HP down to 40% or less yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly, but surely. That is definitely going to help us take some damage, though. But we should be good now. Like, we're nearing the 40% mark. I don't think we're quite there yet. Actually, we might be at the 40% mark, which is good. And I managed to avoid and made myself avoid any same type key spheres so we don't regenerate too much health. Have we triggered it? I think we might have. I'm not entirely sure, of course, we're going to have to wait for this one, but this is also a good setup for Cell as well, with the Dokkan Fest transforming Cell, but you do have to wait for him to get to perfect before they really start to properly link well together, but still a good setup. Okay, no, we haven't triggered it. We're very close to triggering it. And Cell's still sealed, isn't he? Yeah, Cell's sealed. That's a little bit annoying. So we're going to pop the Whis come back when he's actually transformed. Okay, we finally got Cell transformed. We actually have him set up incredibly well. We are missing Revival and Kamehameha. We've even got this Cell fully transformed as well. And one of the things I love about this Cell, and always loved about him, and I call it the insurance policy, is the full HP recovery he gets when you trigger the transformation, which I absolutely love, especially in like harder content like Red Zone, where you're limited to one item and you have like a full heal just attached to someone's kit. Comes in handy a lot often, but now that he has transformed, on 12 key he will greatly raise his defense for 1 turn. On 18 key he'll greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Probably why he doesn't have it pre-transformation. I'd still like it though, even if it was by 30% on the 18 key, but now he does it on both. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, which is going to help him launch consistent 18 keys, but as you can see here, we're not struggling for key anyway, because he gets key plus 6 and attack and defense plus 180% at the start of turn. We're gonna do this, and Cell's on a 489k attack stat, 250k defense. Should be good to do this, and then we're definitely gonna have enough defense to not have to really worry about Frieza, even on the AoE phase, or at least I hope not, because this has taken a while to get Cell to transform. Like, I've had to go into multiple red zone stages, but 15.9 million, literally just under 16 million. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's insane. 3.1 million damage, an additional of 11.99. That'd be 2 50% attack and defense. Well, no, 1 50% attack raise, 2 50% attack and defense raises. Or no, defense raises, sorry. Which means his defense is in a very, very good spot. And that was a 9 million crit as well on a 12 key. Which is just huge amounts of damage for a 12 key super, not even an 18 key. But not only that as well, he does have a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack, which he has there. And then on top of dupes, you could potentially launch a second additional super and get a triple 50% defense raise, which puts his defense in a very, very good spot. He also gets damage reduction, keys for obtained by 3%. It's not a lot, but on top of all the defense he's going to get per keys for obtained, and then the SA effects of raising his defense by 50% on the 18 key, the potential of additional 12 key, and the second potential of an additional, his defense is going to be in a very good spot, topped with a little, like a sprinkle of damage reduction. It may not be a lot, but it ends up all adding up. So, as I said, it may not be a lot, 3% per keys for obtained, but as I said, topped with all the defense he already has and gets, it means Cell will be tanking again the majority of red zone bosses for, you know, nothing. He'll be tanking double digits, maybe like a Broly or Cooler Core, especially because he has type disadvantage against Cooler Core. Maybe a super attack would definitely catch him there, but that's when an item comes in, and I reckon he'll probably be okay if you do pop an item, even with the type disadvantage. But then this is where all the orbs come in, and this is where the key changing for Cell really helps him out a lot. So he then gets attack and defense plus 30% when attacking with 4 more key spheres, not too difficult. Then gets an additional attack and defense plus 40% on top of that with 6 or more key spheres obtained, and then gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% with 8 or more key spheres obtained. So if you can get 8 or more key spheres in total, you're then going to be rolling around with an extra 120% attack and defense on top of the 180 he starts with, then the 50% attack and defense raise he gets on the 18 key, and then the extra defense you can get from the 50% chance of launching an additional super on the 12 key additional, and also then potentially launching a dupe system additional on top of that. So Cell is stacked up. Like, he is stacked up. Like, it's crazy. We do have him with some support right now, which he's looking beefed up. 513k attack stat, 285k defense. I'm not going to use his active just yet, because I want to see what he's putting out with the 19 and Jiro support. I'm not sure how many orbs we got him now. I don't think we got him too many. Like 5 or 6, I think. Still, what's he putting out with the support? 8.8 million. I think he had his attack load, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't think we got him that many orbs. But it's fine. It's fine. If he hits a crit, he's doing massive amounts of damage. He didn't. Still done 3.6 though. And then just to finish that all off, he then gets an additional attack plus 100% and a high chance, a 50% chance of performing a critical hit when activating the active skill or when key is 24 or more. So we got close to a 24 key, so it doesn't seem too difficult to actually get him the 24 key. But if you do launch his active skill, you're guaranteed a crit on it, which is great. No, sorry, you get a 50% chance of hitting a crit on it, which is very nice. And also 50% chance of launching a crit or activating a crit when key is 24 or more. So built-in additionals, built-in crits on both Gohan and Cell, which are great, especially on top of the fact that these units are almost 4 years old, so a lot of you probably have dupes in them. But it means these two units are just doing just ridiculous amounts of damage like we've been seeing already. Which, honestly, Gohan with 20 mil, Cell with like, what, 16, 18 million? It's actually generally insane how much damage both of these can do. And of course, his active skill conditions remain the same, you know, can be activated when facing only one enemy starting from the 3rd turn after evolution, which is very good active skill conditions because you have to actually wait for Cell to transform, which, as it's kind of happened for me, can take some time, where he'll greatly raise attack temporarily. I can only imagine his active skill does so much damage now. But I'm impressed. Cell is generally insane. There's a reason why he's called perfect, or like the perfect life form. How many key spheres can we get him here? So we'll pop his active right now, and then we'll try and see how much damage we can get for the final turn.
This is no game. Prepare yourself. You, the Earth, shall be destroyed! I
mean, as far as active skills go, that's impressive. 9.3 mil on a crit, which course, because it's the active skill or when your key is 24, that's a 50% chance to hit that. But 9.3 on a crit is really good. I can't use an item, which is really annoying. Okay, worst comes to worst, we don't get to see another turn with Cell. And actually, we've actually got him less key spheres by doing that, which is kind of annoying. I was going to say, we're just going to have to hope for the best that the transforming Cell dodges, which he's actually doing, to be fair. But I thought it would have got us more key. Unfortunately, it didn't get us more key, but as you can see, if you manage to get, you know, 10, 12, maybe, you know, 10, 12 orbs with him, if you manage to nuke with him, obviously that's where Cell's damage just gets to ridiculous lengths, and so does his defense, but especially his damage. And this is why in some stages people bring nuking items. Like, it's not that it's not viable, but it's just not realistic. You know, you're not going to always bring nuking items in like a red zone run. But this is why they bring nuking items with Cell's EZA, just because if you get him like the entire field, he's doing like 30 million attack stats and decimating because of that 50% chance to crit. 19.6 million with the support from second form Cell and 7 orbs. We didn't even get the 8, which means we missed out on the extra attack and defense plus 50%. And we didn't even get the attack plus 100% because we didn't get 24 key. And he's still done almost a 20 million attack stat. Gohan is the best EZA on global, but Cell is definitely a close second. I'm definitely going to say Cell is second. And then it goes Transforming Gogeta Blue. These EZAs, man, they're insane. I'm so glad they're finally on global. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.